Okay, I forgot to delete my old part 3, so my iPad didn't let me record my whole part 4. So this is part 4, part 2. So we did the background. I showed you how to bring out some wisps of hair. We talked about the lips and adding some color there. And now we're working on the sweater. And I'm continuing to shade this portion of the sweater that's wrapped around her shoulders. And so we've put some dark green and some indigo blue, and now I'm using the true green, and I'm going over those two colors. And as I go over those two colors, I'm bringing it all the way down beyond those two colors and blending them. And then I'm going to do the same thing from the bottom up, starting with the dark indigo blue and then the dark green. And I'm just blending real light strokes, round circular motion. And I'm just blending that. Now you can almost see here where it's kind of popping and there's a little bit of a highlight. I want to enhance that. So I'm going to add a little bit of white. Just blend some white in that area. And then of course we did some white up here. And when you use marker, or if you put the acrylic paint on your piece and then you use your colored pencils, you're going to get a lot more crumbs, because it almost acts like a sandpaper on your piece. And so you want to have that brush handy. So again, here where we put the darker color, starting at the top, and I'm just light strokes, and I'm starting to blend those colors down into the light true green area of the sweater. Now right in this area we have some more shadowing that we're going to want to do right around the leaf and this crease here. So again, I'm going to start with my dark green. Just kind of build up some color there. Same here in this little corner on this side of the leaf. Just light strokes. You want it deeper towards the leaf and feather it out with a real gentle light stroke as you move out towards the lightness of the sweater. And then I'm going to just do a little bit under the leaf here. And then back in this area, because it's tucked way back in, it's going to be dark. Or it should be dark. Same with back in this area here. Any tiny little crevice where there would be a shadow and darkness. Now again, I'm not pressing very hard. I'm pressing just very light strokes, and I'm just building up layers of color. Pulling that into that true green color. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did earlier up here. Down here, I'm going to add some of this indigo blue. Just kind of strengthen and darken that shadow. I want to get this side of it. I'm still using light pressure. And you don't want to cover up all the dark green that you put in. You want to keep that in mind because you want to be able to see some of that. And then here again, excuse me, the edge of the sleeve, we're going to highlight there. There's a little spot here. We're just going to add some white, brighten that up. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in with my True Green 910. And I'm going to start in those dark areas. And just continue light strokes until I get that blended the way I like it. This is a little streaky here, so it's going to need a little more work. Now probably I'm not going to come back and do a 5th video for this, because I think after a while it just gets a little boring for people. But you would do the same thing, the flower and the petals. Pick your colors. You don't. I mean, if you don't want to base coat the flower, it's such a small area with marker, that's fine. Just color it the color that you want. You would do it like we did the face. Pick your base color. Just base in your color, and then pick some deeper shades of your color palette. Say if you choose a pink, a light pink, and then you want a medium and a dark pink, and pull your colors down just like we did on the cuff. Oh, we didn't do the cuff on camera. This part of the sweater, I'm going to do this cuff over here for you. So this is pretty much the idea that you want. Okay, you've got those dark areas. This cuff would be the same way. It's dark back down in here, in this little crevice where her arm and the sweater meets. And I'm just going to bring down some color, light strokes. I want it darker where the cuff is meeting the sweater, the sleeve. Okay. And then go back in with my indigo. Earlier when I was finished up part 3 and I was trying to finish her hair, I picked up my black pencil instead of my deep purple pencil. I'll have to show you what I did. I don't know if you can really see the camera. I mean, really, it doesn't look that bad, but it's definitely a difference. So you want to make sure that when you pick up your pencil, you got the right one, especially the black and the indigo, because they look very similar. So now I'm going to come back in with my True Green, starting at the top where that dark pigment is, and light strokes, just bringing it down. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of white right in here. And that's the other green cuff. I don't know if you can tell right up here, I picked up a black pencil instead of using the dark purple. So you got to be careful. No big deal, right? It's my color page. Okay, so for the browns, I'm going to use a beige. I'm going to use a sienna brown and dark brown. So I'm going to start with my sienna on the cuff. We'll do this cuff here. And I'm just making light strokes. I'm pulling the color up towards her hand because I want this to be darker down here. You can see where my where I put the marker in, I didn't get even coverage. But see, I can cover that with my pencil. So no worries. And then I'm going to just do a little bit darker along each one of these little rows, I guess you could say, in the cuff. Like almost right on that line. Okay. As we go up towards the hand. Now, you don't have to do that, but that's just what I decided I'm going to do. And then I'm going to add some white in these areas here, so when I add the beige, it's going to bring that up a little bit and make it a little brighter. So then I'm coming, oh, I don't think I told you, Sienna Brown is number 945. And now I'm moving to beige, and that is number, let's see, 997. So I'm going to come back to where I was just coloring with that Sienna Brown. And then just bring that beige all the way up. And just gently blend those into that white that I added to the top of the cuff. Now if you want more of a contrast here, like to me that looks okay, and I'm okay with it not being more of a contrast, but if you'd really like to get more of a contrast, you just go with another color that's deeper. This is the dark brown, and that's 946. And you just come back in over top. And then you could also add sepia here, that's another deeper color, or espresso, more deep browns to really, if you wanted to really get it dark. And of course I'm not coming up as high as I did with the Sienna. Light strokes, dragging my color up and feathering it out, lifting my pencil off the paper. And then when you do that, you would then come back again with your beige, back over that dark brown, with your light strokes, and just blend it in. Take your little crumbs and brush those off. Now I also want to get some distinction of color. I've got to watch my time here. In here, where we've got those shadows. And then to make this area here appear even more prominent, just put some white. And again, it looks like I'm really scrubbing with this pencil, but I'm not. I'm just using light strokes. And we're just going to fill in there with the sienna and come back in with the dark brown. And then again with the beige, we'll start at the dark area, circle on up, now that's got a definite line there. So I'm going to see if I can work a little more of my sienna. I'm not going too far. the dark brown. And then come in with my beige. I think that's going to take a little more work. Kind of got that streaky. But there were a lot of lines there too. That was part of the picture. And so I'm going to do the same thing with all areas of the sweater. Now these little design elements on the sweater that are darker, I'm going to darken those areas with the dark brown. Let's do this one here. Just real soft strokes, and I'm going to be pulling that dark brown down like that. I did have the sepia out. Let's see what I did with that. Because I was thinking I'd like to deepen that a little bit. So this is sepia, and this is number 948. And this is not sharpened. I don't think you can really tell a difference. And then I'm going to use that Sienna brown to combine them all. Espresso might be a better way to go. But instead of digging that out, I'm just going to try a little bit of black here. Ever so lightly. You can add a little beige at the bottom. Maybe a little bit of white. And once you color for a while and you get used to your colors that you use, you'll know which ones work. Just going over that outside edge. And then come back in with the sepia. The sienna. And pull that down. Okay. So again, we started with the dark brown. And I'm putting the dark at the top. This would be really dark here. There's a little fold there. Dark over here. Back underneath that sweater that she's got tied around her neck. And I'm going to just hit it with a little bit of black. And this here, where that fold is, I'm going to brighten that up a little bit with the white. And then come back in with my sienna. Starting at the top and bringing down that color. So that's basically what I have planned for the sweater. The fringe, this is the, I'm using the sienna color here. So I would do the dark brown on this side of it, like that whole block, because there's a fold there. Okay, so I want that a little bit lighter. And let's see, I guess I'll bring in a little bit of dark from over here. And then that fringe, I think I'll just come down with my Sienna. I base coated it with the lighter marker color. It's like a tan. So I'm just going to bring in that Sienna color all the way over. And then I'll use the dark brown in between those strands of fringe. Give some contrast there. Put a little bit of white here and there. And some dark at the top. I'm going to create a shadow kind of. I'm going to put a little bit of black under there as well. And over here, I want this part back here to be really dark because it's furthest away. And I'll put a little bit of the white. Try to catch the light on this top edge. And then my Sienna. So you get the idea. And there are books you can get, videos you can watch. If you want to create more of a contrast in between this fringe, come in with the black. You can darken that up. Now the background I don't want to leave all black. And you can spatter the background white, or you can use a white gel pen or Posca marker and make stars. Or if you're real artistic, you could draw something in the background. I like the stars. And I'm not sure, this is my white Posca pen. Oh, I took the label off. But it's just like a regular paint pen, if you're familiar with those. I'm not sure if you are. But I think I'm about ready to be out of my time here. So this is kind of what it looks like. And you can just go and make little stars around her head. Carry that whole theme. You can put them far apart or not so far apart. And I'll probably make these just like little white petals. I want to mess up her, but I I want to make sure I do the highlight in her eye too, because that makes that really pop. And then you could put a star over here. Maybe we can spatter on another project. But this is the last video I'll do for this particular piece. I'll upload this picture when I'm finished on my Instagram account. And I think I'm Time to Be Creative there. Either Time to Be Creative or Paint Girl, you can find me. I don't want to put my arm in front of the camera there, trying to make some stars. But then when you get, you might want to do, say, like one that's a little bigger. Every now and then, make a bigger one. And you can always do a little, give it a little tail. But you can start to see that that's going to look really cute. You just have to be careful. You want to do this at the very end when you're using the paint pen or the gel pen. And you want to make sure that all your little dots are dry before you go in and try to create some little like planets. And then you can also see, I wouldn't recommend doing this while this is still wet, but my time is dwindling. You can go in here and go like this, kind of make it a little planet. And you can also, of course, leave the background the way it was and use your colored pencil. But like I said, it's a big area to try to get a smooth coverage. Once you start working and you see how it is to do her skin, it's a lot of work to get those pencils to give you a nice, oh, I apologize, I keep putting my arm in front. Now this looks like a Texan sky. Alright, well, that's it for today. I'll see you again next time. Not sure what I'll do next. If there's a particular project you'd like me to tackle, send me a message and we'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.